I honestly had no intention of ever really getting this set, but here we are. This is the Tantive IV from the Starship collection of LEGO Star Wars sets. The Tantive is iconic in the eyes of many Star Wars fans, having been the very first ship that we ever saw in the Star Wars universe, as it desperately tried to outrun an Imperial Star Destroyer. Despite not having a huge amount of screen time across the saga, the opening scenes of A New Hope cemented this ship's status amongst the icons of cinema and sci-fi ship design. LEGO has made several Tantive IV sets throughout the years, with this being the latest in that line and the first to be made at this smaller, more display-focused scale. I'll be totally honest in saying that my expectations for this set were pretty low, having not been overly impressed from what I had seen in photos and videos of this set before getting my hands on it for myself. I am glad to say that having built this set, I now have a lot more love for it than I did before doing so. I found the build to be surprisingly enjoyable, which featured a nice mix of colours on the inside, which I personally always appreciate being included in the set for the sake of keeping things more engaging and exciting to build, so long as those colours don't show through and harm the visuals of the final build, which thankfully is not the case here. There are some pretty fun and enjoyable Easter eggs included in the build and explained in the instructions, which I won't spoil for you in case you decide to build this set for yourself. There are quite a lot of small pieces used throughout the build to add detail to the model, which do a nice job of adding some greebling to the Tantive. The 11 engines at the back look superb when the build was complete and came together in a satisfying manner, with some different build techniques being used to bring the 3 rows of engines together. The turrets featured across the set, as well as the escape pods, are made using pretty simple techniques, but are really effective in capturing the look and feel of the Tantive. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed the build for the stand, which features a printed plaque, but no dedicated space for the 25th anniversary brick. Another positive aspect of the stand is that it allows for the Tantive to be displayed to the left or to the right, and having more than one display option is never a bad thing. The stickers in the set, of which there is a total of 10, were largely pretty easy and relatively stress-free to place, given that most of them are placed on 2x4 tile pieces. I would advise you to be a little more careful when placing the rounded stickers, which I didn't do the best job of. Overall, the stickers aren't all that bad in terms of volume and placement, but do take your time with them. If you do want to take this set off of the stand for whatever reason, I think it still looks great, and it also offers some decent swooshability. This set of course not only pairs nicely with the other sets from the Starship collection, but I think it also looks great when paired with the Star Destroyer, which you can see my review of by clicking on screen. Likewise, I think that the Tantive hallway boarding set also pairs pretty nicely with this. Like with all of the Starship collection sets, it would have been nice to see a minifigure included here, like maybe a rebel soldier. I think the Tantive looks great on display and pairs nicely with the other members of the Starship collection. I don't think it's my favourite of the group, which right now is probably the Invisible Hand, but with the Millennium Falcon still to come, my thoughts on this collection may change, so be sure to subscribe to see my review of that in the coming future. In terms of negatives with this set, there's only really one that I have, and unfortunately it's probably the one that you could have guessed right from the off. With a retail price of €80, I am again going to sound like a broken record here by saying that this is yet another example of an overpriced LEGO Star Wars set. It was the price that had convinced me that I would never buy this set. However, having been able to pick this up sealed in box for €40, I decided to take the plunge and buy it. Having now built it, I can say with absolute certainty that €80 is asking far too much for this set. However, I have seen this set be routinely discounted by 25 or even sometimes 30%, and at those kinds of prices I would be more inclined to recommend that you buy this set. I think €60 would have been a much more fair retail price here, and it is a shame that this set is so overpriced, especially considering the relatively great value for money on offer with the likes of the Invisible Hand. Overall, I was pleasantly surprised by this set. Both the building process and the final product pleasantly surprised me. However, please do not buy this set at full price. I did get very lucky to get this set for literally half price, but you should have no problem getting this set for a decent discount. It just might take a little bit of looking elsewhere than from LEGO directly. With all of that being said, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel so that you don't miss out on future videos.